So on this one, man, I just had to chop some game with my fellow gentlemen who are currently incarcerated right now, give y'all some words of encouragement and some news you can use, you dig? Let's talk about it. But first, wipe your feet off at the door when you step into a pimp's domain. Let's go.
But you want all this pimping you can't afford. Perform like a punk but wanna win his reward. Some suckers give you points but bitch you never scored. If you ain't paying pimping then bitch you getting ignored.
Okay.
I'm so sick of these.
I know how them walls can play tricks on your mind. Them walls and them bars and that confinement. You know, and when you in that environment, man, it's very easy to lose yourself and get lost in there to a point where you don't even remember who you are. You don't keep in mind who you are and what you're capable of, right? You know, so pimping is here to put you in remembrance of who you are, what you are, the game that you got inside of you, and the power that you have inside of you, man. Hey, listen, man, I know what it's like I said, to be up in them walls, man, to be confined, and everybody around you is foreign, or you're foreign to everybody else around you. You like an alien in there. You like a fish out of water. You dig? The spirit of depression is got everybody in a chokehold in there. You know, the spirit of discouragement got everybody in a chokehold in there, and misery loves company. So you're around a bunch of miserable people that's trying to make you miserable with them, man. I know how all that shit go, man. You dig? But you can't forget who you are. You got to remember who you are. You got to remember what you're capable of. You got to remember the power of this game that's still flowing through your veins right now. That's still inside you. You dig? And you might have let the spirit of this game get dormant and weak within you, but it ain't never too late to revive that spirit, man, because it's still in there. It's still alive, which means you can revive that spirit that's within you, man. You know, I know how this shit go, man, but you know, remember who you are, pimp. Remember them times when you was on the street, busted and disgusted, and everybody counted you out. You dig? Remember them times when you pimped up out of situations that nobody thought you would make it up out of, man. Remember them times where you was the one, when you was the Excalibur, where you was the King Arthur to the Excalibur, rather. You dig? Where you had that magic touch that didn't nobody else have in order to do things that nobody else could, right? Remember them times, man, where them highly sought after chicks, man, it was that highly sought after chick out there that all the pimps was shooting they shot at, man, but it was to no avail until she came around you and got a whiff of your game and you know, no hesitation, made that move and made it happen and got with your pimping, you dig? And don't forget them times where you took something that was nothing and made it into a whole bunch of something, man. Don't forget them times where you took a chick that had a fresh brand new motherboard and you put your game all over, you know, all over her mind, man. You let your game stain her mind, and then she went out there and she was a mentally muscle-bound, money-making monster with this game, though. You dig? Bringing back hunks and chunks and handing it over to your pimping, man, via your instructions and your game and your guidance, man. Remember the great things that you've done in the game, right? Where you got women to surrender themselves to you, cooperate with you, and move mountains with that shit, you dig? See, what you got to keep in mind is that they might have locked your physical body away and they might have taken your freedom away, but they can't take this game from you, man. That's what they can't do. They can't take your mind from you. That's what they can't do. Your mind is still powerful. You still got that powerful mind that was doing powerful things on them streets, man. You took that powerful mind behind them walls with you, man. And the game is behind them walls with you too. You just got to be in remembrance and keep that shit in mind and understand the possibilities of what can be done with game. The possibilities of what can be done with game are endless, pimp. Don't forget that. You dig? I know you got to adapt to your environment, and you know, when as they say, when in Rome, do as the Romans do and everything like that. Yeah, to a certain extent, but you some game, man. Utilize this game to do things that, you know, squares could never understand. See, that's the thing about squares, right? You know, they got limited ways of thinking, a lot of them. Not all of them, but a lot of them. And the likelihood is that you in an environment where it's around a whole bunch of limited-minded people, limited thinking people who limit themselves and naturally limit everybody else around them. You know, having small conversations about small shit that they doing in there, small shit they was doing on the street, limited street shit they was doing on the street, limited things that they doing in there. Everything, they whole nature, they whole conversation, they whole thought process is, it just communicates limitations, man. And you know, this game ain't got no limits. You got to keep that in mind. Don't forget that, pimp. Remember that this game ain't got no limits, man. You dig? And also remember that there are people, as bad as your situation may be, there are people who had worse situations than yours, was never supposed to get out, and they out here walking the streets right now. I know it's some pimps in there. I know some of y'all got Buck Rogers numbers, man. I know they done really stuck it to you. You dig? Hey, but don't let that be the end all be all of your game. You dig? Sometimes you got to fight. And a lot of y'all got action right now, but you done laid down. You done let the spirit of depression overcome you to a point where you don't even want to fight no more. You dig? And what you got to keep in mind too is that, you know, a lot of times, you know, pimping end up in a situation and you be discouraged to the point where you just leave your freedom in the hands of a public pretender. And the public pretender do what they do. They do what dump trucks do, and they just dump you off. But hey, man, in them situations, you got to fight. Cause ain't nobody gonna represent you like you. Ain't nobody gonna fight for you like you gonna fight for yourself. And you gotta keep in mind, man, that public pretender is just a representative. They work for you. They gotta do what you say at the end of the day. And a lot of people lose sight of that and forget that, man. But not only do they have to do what you say, but you gotta be able to tell them the right things. You gotta be informed, which means you gotta be in that law library every chance you get. And if you're in one of those suck ass, hating ass facilities that won't give you access to the law library, then as long as you got access to your loved ones on the outside, as long as you could communicate with them, you can have them look certain things up for you and do research for you and do, you know, studies for you, right? But you got to fight, man. You know, because the situation can be turned around. What you got to keep in mind is that them people, them pimp hunters, them black man hunters, you dig, that go out of their way to go above and beyond to lock you up and throw away the key, right? What you got to understand is that, hey, man, those people oftentimes are desperate. And in desperation, they make a lot of mistakes. So it's on you to put the magnifying glass on the holes in their case. And when you put the magnifying glass on the holes in their case and you got the right language to put with it, hey man, it's possible to turn your whole situation around. You dig? And whatever the case, even in spite of that, again, this game is powerful. Don't forget that, pimp. You know what I mean? Take care of yourself, pimp. Feed and exercise your mind, pimp. Feed and exercise your body the right way. Take care of yourself the way that you're supposed to, man. Get your mind right. Get your body right. Get your soul right. You dig? Because you never know what's in store for you. You know what I mean? And what's in store might be greater than anything that ever was before. You dig? But you got to stay encouraged. You got to believe in yourself. You got to understand and believe what you're capable of. Don't forget who you are, pimp. Don't forget the greatness that's within you, pimp. You know what I mean? Yeah, this the pimping at you, man. This is somebody that understands you, man. This is somebody that know what's in you, man. Don't listen to them squares. Don't listen to them telling you what you can't do and what can't be done. Nah, man. This the game talking to you. Yeah, I know, pimp. You know what I mean? This is somebody who's just like you. Yeah, I know what we capable of, man. You know, we don't put limitations on what we can do and the possibilities of what can be done. Nah, we don't do that, man. That's what them squares do. You dig? And I know misery loves company, man. And you gotta be careful of what you consume, the thoughts that you consume, the energy that you consume, the company that you keep. You are what you eat. Don't feed yourself no nonsense, man. You did. You got to stay sucker free. I know it's hard to stay sucker free in them lollipop ass facilities. You did. But hey, man, you got to carry your own weather wherever you at. That sunshine, that bright weather, that good weather, that pimpish weather. You dig? You got to carry that with you wherever you go, even behind them walls, man. Stay encouraged, pimp. Remember who you are, man. Remember the greatness that's within you. You dig? Don't forget that, man. You know, pimp want to see you doing great things, man, because you can do it. You got to believe it, and you got to understand it. Don't forget it, man. Always stay in remembrance of who you are. You dig? Pimping just had to pimp at you for a minute, man. Remember who you are. Remember the game that is within you. Remember the power that is within you, man. And utilize that shit. Put that shit to work. You dig? Put that game to work. Put that power to work and make something great happen. You dig? I know you ain't had nobody pimp at you like this, man, because you behind them walls, man, and you probably around a bunch of suckers and busters and 304 trusters and all that type of shit, man. But there's some pimping at you, man. Yeah, go be great with this shit like you always been, man. You dig? Don't be discouraged, man. Yeah, shout out to all my pimp partners, man, that's gone right now. I wish you the best. You know what I mean? And I just want to see you continue to be great like you always been. You dig? Let that marinate on your mind one time. Freeze is it. Go ahead, put some of this good old love in your body like so. And of course, as always, long live the incomparable Sinful to P. We out. Dig this.
Yeah.
I been stroking relentless to get waves like this. I spoke into existence for her to pay like this. In the trenches on a day like this, traffic consistent, and so I have to insist that she relay my chips. It's a trap with her name on it and my game on it. Any forces coming against this game, shame on it. Standing on my pimpin' from day one and remain on it. It carried me through every terrain and I gained on it. Experience joy and pain on it, sustained on it.
But getting back to this game that I never left.
Baby, I would've been.